Check, check. 1, 2. Right, the time has finally come. I've decided on our WB Sim Cessna 172 to be the aircraft of choice this afternoon as we make our way along the Zambezi towards the spectacular Victoria Falls. Now, disclaimer, I did not test the scenery yet. I probably should have, but I didn't. So, your guess is as good as mine with regards to what we're going to see when we get there. Looked a little dodgy from our approach into Victoria Falls with the Airbus, but that was from a distance. I'm going to say that maybe the mesh didn't really load in as much detail as it should have because we were far away from it. So fingers crossed it looks good when we get there. I've forgotten to do that. Let's see if I can do that quickly. Oh dear. I need to add. I wonder if I can add a separate image. Excuse me while I do this quickly. I took a screenshot of the charts, the scenery layout. If I can now only locate, there we go. I think I found them. But let's see if I can. Okay, good. Looks like it might show you. So we will alternate between the two, but for now we'll use this one. So, oh dear. I wonder if I can. Can I move this? Can I cut it? No, I put it on the wrong screen. My goodness. How do I get rid of it? Alright, I think we will... Oh, there we go. Remove. Yes, remove that. I go back to the normal scene here. Yeah, it looks like... Okay, well at least I know how to get it working. So we're going to call it a little map. Grab it. And show it. There it is. So, as you can see, will it actually show the mouse? If I probably not. Okay. Anyway, so from right to left is what I'm planning on doing. So down below the map, that's where we are now. We're going to take off. We're going to fly sort of northeast or north-northeast, and we're basically just going to fly along the river. Technically, we have to be above 1,500 feet, and seeing as though this is just going to be a sort of reconnaissance mission, we'll stay above 1,500 feet. And see if we can figure out any points of interest that we might want to investigate a little later when it comes time to jump into the helicopter. I think when we do the helicopter, we'll start off on the northern part of the map in the Zambia side, pretending that we crossed the border by road, went through customs, and we're now going to do some flying from the northern side just to investigate some of the helipads up north as well. So yeah, I think, yeah, so the goal is to start on the eastern side of the river, fly over the waterfalls, and end up at that Kazungula airstrip there on the far left. So yeah, let's give it a go. So, we have removed the static items that you may have caught in the or seen in the splash screen of the. Sorry, I'm just looking for. I need to pop these images into my Google Drive so that I can access them on my tablet. This way I should be able to follow along. Okay, there we go. So that's in the Google Drive, and we're gonna access it in a second. I just want to quickly get the aircraft started up, and while we wait for the engine to warm up, we'll mess with our charts. Okay, so parking brake, we're gonna confirm is on. Let's close the fuel valve, or open it rather. We're gonna select both fuel tanks, or spec tanks to both, and yep, we programmed the wrong set of hardware. I'm gonna say it's the flight simulator's fault. Yes, it is, because it keeps switching up my Cytec. It's like when the sim loads up one day, it's the one on the left, and on the other day, it's the one on the right. Okay, so we're back in business here. Mixture rich, crack the throttle a little bit there. And we're gonna go ahead and put the battery on. Confirm we have at least 24 volts as usual. Beacon comes on. I'm going to prime the engine here a little bit, so let's just watch for a little bit of a budge there on the fuel flow gauge. 2, 3. Okay, here we go. Let's start her up. I mean, we could quickly just check to make sure. Here we go.
Clear, prop.
Okay, looking immediately for oil pressure. A little bit low, but it seems to be coming up, I think. Let's idle her at 1,000 RPM here. See what we get. Lean out the mixture here because we are a little bit a ways away above sea level. Okay, that's enough in the green for me to be happy. Alright, so the amp meter, we're still draining battery, but let's turn on the alternator. Okay, now we're charging. Good. The Onyx comes on. We idle at about 1,000 RPM. Set the local QNH. Adjust the DG to the magnetic compass. Doesn't sound like she's running very smoothly. I don't think she likes the density altitude. So what's 1,000 feet above here? It's 4,000, so it's going to be 5,000 feet. Check, check. Oh, we're not online yet. Oh, we are online. Oh, we're at 1, 2, 3. How is that a thing? Check, check.
Check, check.
Okay. Well, I reset the engine damage feature, so I don't know why. It should be basically a refurbished engine, so I don't know why it's behaving like it is. Anyways, all the circuit breakers are in. Flaps are up. Green with the flap lever. I'm just going to put nearest airport there. Let's just move away from it here so we can get the engine to do some checks to the engine. Let's ignore that terribly basic DC3. I don't want to push the engine too hard yet because it hasn't necessarily warmed up properly yet, so oil temperature still on the cold side. Have I not leaned the mixture enough, or? Maybe I need to get fuel pressure. Nope. I don't know what's going on. We'll see if it, once it gets warmed up, if it behaves better. Check the flight controls, make sure they're all working, programmed correctly. It's just 2 of us on board. Alright, so I got my little chart out, and I think we're ready to go. Let's give it a little bit more time to warm up here. Yeah, we got enough fuel for the journey. The other things you were supposed to check before startup is, yeah, that the flap lever agrees with the flap position, so when you turn on the batteries, it's not going to cause any issues with runaway flaps, especially if someone's finger might be in the way. Set that to about runway heading, or runway 12. Otherwise, I think that's it. Set the trim for takeoff here, and we're going to use flaps 10 just because I think we might be a little bit, you know, might be a bit of a cumbersome takeoff with this high altitude, or the higher than normal altitude. And yes, I know I said that 2200 I tend to reserve for IFR uncontrolled flights on VATSIM, but I also use it if I don't know what the VFR squawk for the local area is. Might be 2000 like South Africa, I'm not sure though, so we'll just keep it at 2200. On that, I don't see any air traffic control. Okay, oil temperature's in the green. I'm going to say that we're good to do a run up while right here. Nah, let's do it at the runway. Let's get going here. I wanted to call up the chart for this airport quickly. Alright, we're clear on the left and the right. Vic Falls traffic says Zulu Whiskey Mike November. It's taxiing to holding short runway 12 to hold short at Alpha 2. We'll report for departure next. Vic Falls traffic. Did I not go the wrong way? No. So that building down there, I didn't know there was so many buildings down there. This is... It says Alpha. Alright, so we'll depart via Alpha 2. still running a little rough. I don't know why. Like I said, we reset the engine parameters, so, and I don't think I hurt the engine on the startup. It seemed like a pretty routine startup to me, so I don't know why it's running the way it is. Whew, 34 degrees, so we're hot and high. Something to keep in mind when you're flying. But we're not fully loaded or anything, so at least we're not super heavy. But yeah, it just pays to be a little bit extra weary when you're at higher altitudes. And it's, you know, especially or particularly warm as well. This will come into, you know, great consideration when we fly the helicopters later, as well as when we start flying in out of the small biz trip. So I think we'll jump into the Cessna 152, the JP Logistics Cessna 152 for that. And we'll go airfield hopping, and then maybe call it a day after that. So next left is Alpha 2. I reckon we'll have enough runway to play with from here. Let's slow it down here. I'm also just gonna double check that the stream is working. We'll do that after the run-ups. Let's just get the run-ups done here. So I announced on the radio to anyone that might be in the area that I am planning on parking off here, departing off from here, so we'll just swing our tail out of the way of anyone that might be approaching. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna choose, I think it's like 1,700 for the run up here, so we can make it full rich. Give it like just short of 1.7, and then let's bring it up. Lean the mixture out. Okay, I don't know why it's so terribly rough, this engine. Maybe the mod doesn't like being flown at higher altitudes. I'm not restarting the stream, so forget that. But yeah, if I check here quickly, engine health is 100%, so I don't know why. I don't know why it would be like that. It must be a glitch. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe they never tested the mod at higher altitudes. I don't know how we're going to test magnetos, but we're going to try it. See, I don't think this mod was designed to run at, that's like a full 200 deviation there. Dude, look at that. What the hell? Spark plugs wouldn't be fouled, would they? Now it's more stable for some reason. There we go. Now they're coming to life. That makes more sense. There we go. Now they're within limits. Maybe they were fouled. I just needed to burn off some residue or something from the magnetos. Okay, and we're going to check oil temperature, pressure in the green, vacuum in the green, batteries are charging. Still have fuel for the journey. Alright. Let's do an idle stall. Check there. Alright, seems good. Let's check the stream here. Make sure we are recording. Are you even hearing me? Did I even unmute my voice? That would have been infuriating. Okay, good to see no one's watching me. All 9 subscribers, probably at work. Let's go. Wait, hold up. Let me just see where are we going. So we'll be going to the northeast, northeast. Vic Falls traffic says no. What is my call sign? Papa Whiskey Mike. Vic Falls traffic says no. Papa Whiskey Mike is lining up at departing runway 12, departing to the northeast, remaining at or below 5,500 feet for VFR flight along the Zambezi for the Victoria Falls area. Vic Falls traffic. Terrible, but anyways, here we go. Strobes on, landing lights on. I'm going to leave the taxi lights off. Flaps can come to 10. And they look good there. No one's coming or going, right? Don't hear anyone, see anyone. Mixture's where I want it to be. You can also get the transponder going here. Right, let's go. We should have enough runway for this to be stress-free takeoff. Here we go. All right, power set. Temperatures and pressures are still in the green. Airspeed is alive. Waiting for 60 knots, although she looks like she's going to drift up before then. Okay, there we go. Whoopsie. What the hell? I think that was wind that took me into the air then, I guess. That was weird. Alright, I'm going to bring the flaps up, fly a bit level here, and then gain some airspeed. Target about 80 knots for the climb. Off we go. Now the engine's running smoothly for some reason. Alright, let's do our left-hand turnout to the north. So I think what we'll do is we'll fly without the point of interest markers, just to see how much we can see sort of organically, word of the day, and take it from there. Say we got special permission to fly lower than normal when we're in the helicopters. For now, we're going to try and abide by 3,500 foot restriction. Which, if Vic Falls is 3,500, that means we should be flying at about 5,000 feet. Alright. Back a little bit here and let's see what hour. Let's just lean out this mixture here. Watching the EGT here in the corner. About 2,500 RPM. Aiming for, and then kind of lean it out visually by looking at the RPM gauge. And then we'll fine tune the other fuel flow gauge and the EGT gauge. Okay. I think we're happy with that. So optical checks, landing lights off, the gear stays out, flaps are up. And that's the Zambezi off to the left here. I'm gonna give it a little bit more leeway here. Make sure we don't miss anything. If I compare it to, so it's like a side, well, it's like a badly drawn E, that part of the river. Compare it to Navigraph. It's still not very well. I think that's it. It's like actually more like a badly drawn M. Right? And one M has quite a peak to it. I think that's it actually. Yeah, okay. So if I have that, it needs to be at the start of that bad M. Okay, cool. I kind of see where it is. So I think this is the badly drawn M with like a very sharp corner there and a very broad corner here. And according to that map I showed you earlier, that picture I showed you earlier, try and get it up for you here. You'll see far left, or far right, you've got like a very pointy, at the very right edge of the map, a very pointy part of the river. I'm aiming for that broad sort of semicircle to the left of that. That's where the Jet Extreme boat starts. And I'm fairly certain that where the jet boat thing is, it starts there. I think that this is the broad part of the M, and that's the very sharp part of the river, so, or the canyon. Reference, I think, yeah, we can try and make note of this roadway that goes past here. Okay, I think it's a 1,000-foot. Although there's no restriction here where we are according to Navigraph, but as we get closer, it starts at 1,000 as a restricted area from ground to 1,000, and then there is a. When we reach the falls, there's an actual, it goes up to 1,500. As long as we're above 4,500 feet for the first portion, we're good. This is not going to be terribly disappointing. a nice paint scheme. Beautiful looking. Nice and bumpy today. I wonder what gliding would be like. Maybe we should try and jump into a glider, glide along the Zambezi. Wouldn't that be something? I believe we are on the Zambian side now. Oh, I think we have our first little landmark down there. Oh, that's like a, like a cable car. All right, that's cool. All right, so now we're over 5,000. Well, we're at 5,000. So that's the 1,500 mark now. The goal is to just stay here. Okay, we got some rapids there. Ah, there's a helipad for us. So I think, yeah, for sure we're gonna come check this place out. Yeah, this will be really nice to fly in a helicopter, so we gotta choose ourselves a nice helicopter to fly in. The question is, what helicopter is nice? Might do the Alouette. Jump into one of my South African Alouettes here. Rapids, but I don't see any helipad. There's apparently supposed to be a couple together here somewhere. Hope we're going to see more if we fly in a helicopter. Something there. Go check that out. That's helipad as well. Yes, the bottom line is we're going to be checking the entire area out with the helicopter. Alright, my eyes are stuck outside the aircraft, so let's go down to autopilot. Check it out side, what's happening. Alright, let's get a little bit away from the water here, on the river here. 5,000 feet here. Okay, disable the autopilot, or disengage the autopilot, and we're gonna do our little sightseeing tour here. Oops, we're already dipping below 5,000 feet. Professional of me. Let's get back up. Oh, that's actually not bad. That's kind of pretty. Wow. We got a nice foam. Oh, we got a nice bridge. I think I saw in the preview there's like a dude that bungee jumps off that bridge. That'd be pretty cool to see. I'm skyrocketing into the air here. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we're definitely jumping into helicopter, like ASAP. Now this airstrip needs to be, I think it's that. Fairly certain it's that. So it's ZW54. So I'm just going to look for it here. There it is. Bumpy up here. I think that is the airfield that I'm looking for. Try and gently start a descent here. Start a gentle descent here. Anything here because it's going to be annoying if I'm going to announce all my intentions at each and every little airfield and helipad here. So I'm just going to visually keep an eye out, proceed with caution. There's no freaking wind socks. So just land in the easterly direction. It seems to be kind of what the prevailing winds are. Okay, but if I zoom in, I don't see any. Socks. After airport. Like seems to be a common theme with add-on airports. Oh, there it is. Okay, it seems like winds are calm over here. Still very bumpy, but winds are calm. Alright, let's go. Stop doing the opposite of a nosedive. What's that? That also looks like maybe something there. Anyways. Alright, I'm just gonna come in from the left base side here. It's been persistently very turbulent in the air, really. That's quite hot, so I think it's just maybe a lot of thermal activity. Okay, there's 80 knots, gonna bring 10 degrees of flaps in. There we go. Turning on the final here, there's 70, 20 degrees of flaps. Landing lights come on. Might as well put the fuel pump on. We didn't do that on takeoff, but probably should have. Final bit of flaps. And we maintain like 65 knots just for possible gusts. Okay, gear down, flaps down, light sizer should be, transponder still on. No call is made. I need trees at the start of the runway, so we're just gonna come in a little bit more high than normal. Alright. Oopsie. Overdid it there. I didn't expect the nose to drop so quickly. Alright, we're down. The runway's luckily long, so plenty of time to stop without having a stress. Alright, that's it. We are now at, I believe it's Kazungula airstrip. We'll hop into a Jeep and drive into town, cross the border, and jump into a helicopter on the other side of the fence and do some exploring like that. Then again, if there is time, I might jump into a glider just for the heck of it, to see how far we can get, and we'll probably leave it at that. Thanks for joining for the short flight. I'll catch you in maybe another 15 minutes after we have the helicopter set up. BRB.